Example 2. Write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through the given points. And they specifically say here, slope-intercept form. Okay, now, if I'm going to do slope-intercept form, one of the things I need is I would need the y-intercept. So I have 2 points. Let's just graph these real quick to kind of see what's going on. So 1, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it looks like I've got those 2 points. Now, if I'm looking at those 2 points, are either of those the y-intercept? And the answer to that is no. So really what I'm going to start with here is I'm going to start with point slope form. So no matter which form I'm doing, the first thing we're going to need is we're going to need the slope of this line. So between these 2 points, I need to know how much am I rising and how much am I running. So our slope is our change in y over change in x. If I want my change in y, there's my y values. I'm going to circle them. And I'm going to do 10 minus 4 over my change in x. Here's my x values. And I'm going to subtract them. 3 minus 1. 10 minus 4 is 6. 3 minus 1 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So I have my slope, which is 3. Now, at this point, if I'm going for slope-intercept form, that's y equals mx plus b. I know what my slope is, so I know this is going to be 3x, but I don't know what my y-intercept is because it wasn't given. So I'm going to use point slope form, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Now, I know that my slope is 3. So the only other thing I'm going to need is I'm going to need a point to substitute here and here. Well, I have 2 points. I have 1, 4, and I have 3, 10. You can use either one. It does not matter. I'm going to use 1, 4 just because the numbers are smaller. 1 and 4 are smaller than 3 and 10, and I like smaller numbers. So, y minus 4 equals my m, which we found was 3, times x minus 1. Then the last thing I have to do is convert that to slope-intercept form. So I'm going to start by distributing. Leave the y minus 4, distribute the 3, 3x minus 3. Then I want my y by itself, so I'm going to add 4. So y equals 3x plus 1. From this, I know that my slope is 3 because I have 3x. I know that my y-intercept is 1 because of the 1. So if I kind of look at my line over here, I don't think I did the best job, but does it look like if I extend it, I might get through 1? And I'd say, yeah, that's a really real possibility. I probably just graphed it wrong, but your equation would be y equals 3x plus 1. Letter B, same thing. So on this one, if we wanted to, we could kind of start with a rough sketch. And again, it's just a rough sketch. -4, -1. And then 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, -1, 2, 3, 4. So our line, at the moment, looks something like that. Now, neither of these points is the y-intercept. I could make a rough guesstimate that the y-intercept is at -2, but I'm not going to trust my picture because if you remember this picture back here, I would have never got that. Like my picture was way off. So I'm going to go with the math here and let's figure this out. So first of all, slope. Change in y over change in x. If I start with the change in y, be careful with your negatives. -4 minus -1. The change in x, 8 minus -4. The double negatives make a positive, so you're dealing with a -4 plus 1, which is a -3, and then you're dealing with an 8 plus 4, which is 12. That's going to give you -1/4. If you take a look at your line from the left to the right, is it falling? Yes, so a negative slope would be appropriate here. It's always a good check. Now, point slope form. We've got a -4, -1, and we've got an 8, -4. Again, it does not matter which one you pick. I personally am going to pick 8, -4 because this one has 2 negative numbers, this one only has 1 negative number, and I really don't like dealing with negative numbers if I don't have to. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Y minus, I go and I find my xy, -4. Again, be really careful with those negatives. M we found was -1/4. X minus, go find your x value. We're going to use the 8. Then we have to convert that to to slope-intercept form. So y minus a negative is really y plus 4. And then we distribute, so -1/4 x plus 2. And again, if you're not great with that, use your calculator. Subtract 4. So y equals -1/4 x minus 2. And then from here, I know that my slope is -1/4. I know that my y-intercept is -2. And if I actually look at that, it looks like this graph actually did a pretty good job because it hits at -2. And then my slope, I would go down 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, down 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And my slope works out.